My God is a waymaker. Storms. Actually, real storms, I love them. I chase them things, watch them things, but when we're talking about storms in life, nobody really does. I don't. I mean, they're scary. Sometimes they're hard, devastating, but storms happen. The disciples found themselves in a storm back in Mark chapter 4. And Jesus and the disciples had gotten into a boat and they were headed across the sea, and a storm came up and started rocking that boat to the point that they thought they were going to capsize and maybe even drown. Where was Jesus? He was asleep. I mean, just sawing logs. The disciples said, Jesus, don't you even care that we're going to drown? Of course, the story says Jesus gets up, rebukes the wind and the waves, and everything's peaceful and quiet. Guys, storms come in life. A few things that we learn from this story. Well, Christians go through storms. Another thing that we learn is sometimes in those storms, Christians have questions. You have questions. I have questions. Sometimes we even question Jesus. The disciples did. Where are you at? Don't you care? And doesn't that just speak with you? It speaks with me. Because in some of those storms in my life, I'm like, Jesus, really, where are you at? What is going on? And can you just please show up? Because this is just too much. But another thing we learned from that story, Jesus not only is big enough for our questions, he answers them. He always shows up exactly when it's time to show up. Now, our time and his time don't always match up, but his time is always perfect. Guys, he's a waymaker right through the middle of our storm. See, those disciples had to go through that storm. We will have to go through a lot of our storms as well. But that way through is made by Christ. He's with us. He can handle the questions that you have, but I promise you that he will answer, and you will see exactly the way when it's his time. This has been a CPC Minute.